My daughter will be a freshman this year, so I got 4 more years, so we'll see.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion has it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate all you do. And on here, I saw, just a little side note, I saw Lenny Lasher's name on here. Did anybody go to the city council meeting last night?
The school board?
School board, I'm sorry.
Wait.
I understand he just was promoted last night?
Yes, sir, he's assistant superintendent.
Very good. All right, thank you. Number 9.
Is it should be working? Is it something on your side?
Does he have it on mute?
Says it. We'll go on with this for now. Consider approval of lease and maintenance agreement for a ComColor 3150 inkjet imaging device as presented by Reed
Yeah.
Melnick of Pop Smart Technologies.
So you ready?
That you?
Yeah, come on up.
Come on down. We haven't got to pick on nobody yet.
Thank you, sir. Can you pick the next person? So, one of the things that we found over in the water department is, on the billing side, is that they had a printer that wasn't able to really print the water bills because it was inside of the unit, it had heat and pressure. So what was happening is every time they went to run the water bill and they had a shell for it that was printed already, it would take the moisture out of the paper, and it also wasn't really designed to do the application properly. So what they'd have to do is they'd have to run one side, then they'd have to put it back in the tray, try to run the other side after all the moisture was out. So the water bills would gem and it would be inconvenient for the people in the department. The other problem that was happening, or through discovery, we found out the water bills, just to have the shells printed, was very, very expensive. And the cost per page on this device that doesn't do a good job was also very, very expensive. So it was somewhere around 16.9 cents per page. So my recommendation on it was to use something that's designed to do this application, which a lot of the big print shops use, right? And it's capable of doing the job because there's no heat, there's no pressure, and it just uses ink. So the device that I chose for you all, and it's in there now, I only have like 2 brochures.
Excuse me just a second. Is Steve with us now?
Steve, are you with us?
Steve, are you there?
I heard him, and then he went away.
I heard too.
You can hear me?
Yeah, he's on.
Yes, he is.
Are you with the,
So let him know that we're on.
you represent our other
discussing the
machines,
ink
or just this?
Just this one right now. So what I do, I represent Kyocera, and we have Kyocera's here, but you have that directly from the manufacturer, where I'm a local dealer. And I've been around this area for about 40 years and haven't different.
Okay.
Right, and I'm the owner of the company. So what happened is you had a Kyocera, but again, it didn't do the application. And in investigating it, you really needed a different type of technology. So this inkjet, again, technology does not have any heat, right? It doesn't have drums, it doesn't have fusers, doesn't have any of those parts. So it's very, very reliable and will do your job really well. So again, in looking at the application, it's going to do the application. It's also a 90-page per minute device, so the employees now can get their job done much quicker. They can get their billing done. And as you know, we can make employees more productive. That's really the way to do it. So we went from a 37-page per minute device, which is a printer, to a 90-page per minute device.
That 90 page, one side or 2 sides?
That's one side. But the application that they have now, where the way that they're trying to do it is do a single side first onto a shell that's already pre-printed by the printer at 8.9 cents per page. So the application wasn't set up to do 2-sided pages. So what we did is that we created the application where it's going to be able to do two-sided. Instead of buying a form, we're just going to use a blank form and create the form inside the unit and then print on it. So what we did is we took it and we reduced the cost from 16.9 cents per page down to about 6 cents per page. So we're able to get a more productive unit at a lower cost. So when I did the evaluation of what your present payment is, or your present cost, it was $986.05, and we're going to reduce that down to $773.20. So we're going to have a savings on this of over $200 a month to you, plus the increase in productivity. Now, this device is also able to do envelopes. So if you want to print on envelopes now, instead of spending 6.4 cents per page, you can reduce it in half as well. So you can do envelopes. There were some evidence envelope envelopes that they wanted printed in the police department, and it's able to do those as well. So there's a lot of applications that this will do that'll help the whole city at a great reduction in cost. And again, if you take color and you move it from the copiers to the inkjet, you're going to go from 8 cents per page down to 2.6 cents per page.
Is this a lease?
Yes, it's a 36-month lease. Correct, and that price is included in the cost and inside the savings.
And all maintenance as well?
Correct. All maintenance and all ink.
Okay.
And the one negative that we talked about was the other printer that did get washed out, but now apparently we've got it going again.
Right, so what I did is that you had a printer that got wet, and what I did is I fixed that printer for you at no charge. So what happened is the whole control panel, it was bad, so it got all destroyed. So what I had one of my technicians do is just take it, fix it for you at no charge for you. So that way you wouldn't have to worry because you didn't have insurance on the product, and you would have had to pay the remaining of the lease off and then buy another one to replace it with the leasing company, so you're able to save some more money.
So did you get that worked out on the lease part of the existing one?
Yeah, so the cost of that printer was about $20 a month on that lease.
Okay,
So that'll be reduced down.
okay.
So I assume that was the roof leak?
Yes, sir, it was.
I knew a roofer. We remember that when we bring that subject back up.
So the one that the one we're using now is still under lease. Are you buying out that lease, or are we gonna have to eat that lease?
Okay, no, so good question. So what happened is I fixed it, so you wouldn't have to buy out that lease. Okay, so you wouldn't have to do like a replacement, because you're right, usually if something gets damaged under lease, you're responsible for A, for the remaining balance of the lease. B, you're also responsible for the new piece of equipment that has to go in with it. So I took care of that for you because, I was able to do that, and that's my business, right? And you won't have to do that.
But my question is, I don't know how much longer we have on that lease.
Yeah,
If they come pick that machine up, are we obligated to pay the remainder of that lease? If it's a 36-month lease and we're using 24 months, do we still owe another year on that lease?
So it was a 63-month lease. There were 35 months left. So what's going to happen is that's going to be reduced by $20 a month for the cost of that particular product, because there's mailing machines on that lease as well, and other devices.
In other words,
if I understand you right, it's still a net savings,
For that too?
even turning that machine back
Correct.
to the city.
Correct. Right, and so it's kind of interesting. It's good when you can come in instead of just sell something. You can actually provide a solution and use different technologies, and that's what my company does. Is we have toner devices for when you need those, but when you need ink, then we have the ink device that does that. And I'm the largest Rezo dealer in the state of Texas, and I complement all these technologies together because You can't do envelopes on a